Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Hayes with the September 25th stock market wrap up for you guys to use on Monday, September, I believe it's 28th. I'm not sure. I think it is. Anyway, we had a pretty bad attack on our website on Friday. Or I guess it was Thursday night. I was getting ready to post all the updates for Friday, and I couldn't log on. But we got that taken care of. It was a direct attack on bigwavetrading.com and no other websites. It was a very sophisticated attack. So for some of you guys that don't know what's going on, hopefully this helps out a little bit. But we're back up and running, and we haven't had any problems at all during the weekend that I know of. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this going. New York Stock Exchange. You can see that it's been selling off. It had 2 distribution days in a row. Friday was not a distribution day, as you can see the lower volume and also the intraday support. Still, also, those 2 distribution days were not that heavy. And while it may have broken the relative strength line to a new low beyond what price did, the volume overall, as you can see on a 2-day chart, just wasn't that big. So in my opinion, this is still just a normal pullback. No time to call a top yet. Let's say we bounce, and then we break below the lows of 2798.28. Okay. Then we could possibly have a top. Still, I need to see distribution and weaker action than what I'm seeing in my individual holdings. Showing you the S&P 500, it's in the same position. Showing you the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Dow Jones Industrial Average only gave up 1 distribution day. The last 2 days of its sell-off has been on lower volume each day. So it doesn't look like it's that bad yet. So all these guys that are out there calling a top, I'd wait on that. I'd wait to make sure that we see more proof of that, more evidence, basically. And we don't have that yet. Even when we look at the NASDAQ, we can see that the NASDAQ had a very decently strong distribution day on the 23rd. Lower volume on the 1% drop. Lower volume again on the 0.79% drop. Still, 3 days down 2.58%. Pretty bad. But still, only 1 distribution day out of those 3 days of selling. It's not that bad. United States dollar, we see that it could be trying to have another floor. Now, I'll remind you, it tried to do that back here in March, failed. June, failed. August, failed. September, we'll see. I don't have any confidence until prices above the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average is trending up, and then I don't go long until the 50 days above the 200. So the dollar right now is just in a complete short position. Nothing else. Gold had a pretty gnarly pullback when the market pulled back on the 24th. Still overall above the 50-day moving average. See GLD. You can see the heavy volume on the sell-off. Still, nothing huge out there to get extremely worried about. Could we continue to pull back? Absolutely. You need to be ready for everything in the stock market. You should never be bullish or bearish. You should just be in the moment. In the moment right now, in the short term, we're down. Sub-intermediate term, we're up. Intermediate term, we're up. Long term, if you're using the November or March lows, depending on what you're looking at, we're still up on gold. So there's really nothing to worry about here yet. Silver, and then we'll look at SLV. Once again, you can see on a weekly, pullback's kind of gnarly, but it's not that nasty yet. And then we'll look at platinum. Platinum's still holding above the 50-day moving average, so that trend is still up. It's supposed to be buying off the 50-day moving average when the trend is up. One of the few things that I want to look at last, IBD indexes. Here's the IBD 8585. You can see as it sold off and rolled over. Volume below average. Very good. And look at the relative strength line. Barely pulled back any. That's an excellent sign. Also, I have the IBD 100 that I want to show you. You can see that it started to roll over. One thing we don't like here, 1, 2, 3 days in a row of distribution. Boom, boom, boom. Still, look at the relative strength line. If it was that bad, the distribution probably would have been brought it back down to about the 170 line here. That's 160, 150. And with that heavy volume, relative strength line would also have shown lower. Instead, it is holding up along with the IBD 8585. And you got to take that as a positive on the pullback, meaning that we should be looking for mutual funds, pension funds, insurance money, blah, 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 hedge firms, whatever, to support stocks on the 50-day moving average. If they don't support it there, maybe in between the 50-200, last line in the sand's 200. You're not going to be buying when we pull back, but we're going to be waiting for a bounce, and hopefully we get some longs. I'll be coming up with part 2, and we'll go over any buys and sells that we have, if we have any. Actually, I'll need to show you also what we took on Friday, since I was not able to post, and since we weren't up till late, it didn't matter, so I just figured just to go ahead and wait. But I'll have all that updated. All right, everybody. Aloha.